MVC is a design pattern or a framework that splits the web layer into three parts. Model, M stands for model, V for view, and C for controller. The model represents the current state of the application and does most of the work or business logic. It can call into other database classes or connect to the database and do a lot of work. The view is responsible for displaying the current model to the end user. So it will paint or generate a HTML output and send back to the browser. The controller acts as a glue between the view and the model. So it is responsible for selecting the appropriate model to serve the appropriate request. So when the request comes from the client, it goes to the controller. The container will call the controller. The controller will select the appropriate model, which does the work, the business logic. When the model returns the response, the controller will select an appropriate view to display that data back to the client, which could be generating a HTML. There are two major advantages of using MVC pattern. Number one is maintenance. Since now we split the responsibilities across various components, if there is any problem in display, we know that we can just touch the view. So as a developer, we can easily maintain our application, and if there is something wrong in the business logic, we can just go check the model components. So that's the main advantage. Secondly, parallel development. Since we are splitting our application, developers working on the business logic can parallelly develop the business logic, while the developers working on the UI can do the view portion. In the servlets and JSP world, the model is represented by a Java class, a simple Java class. The view by a JSP, because JSP is specialized with very less code, we can display a lot of data. And the controller, typically we use a servlet to represent a controller. In the next lecture, we will learn the use case for it and we will implement that use case, a simple use case which will demonstrate the MVC pattern.